Hello, everyone, and welcome to Two Poets. We are a podcast where we write poetry and we take prompts from our listeners. And this is going to be the first of our series where we react to videos from the perspective of poets. I'm Corey.
I'm Ben.
And welcome to our channel.
This is going to be so fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're so excited you're here. For those of you watching us on YouTube right now with this video, thank you so much. We host a podcast that's every other week that you can catch on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Yeah, so what do we do, Ben? Like, what's our show about?
Basically, we write poetry, and then we talk about poetry, and then we read poetry. And today, we are reacting to poetry.
Poetry
we're all about poetry.
Yeah.
So, that's what we do.
Yeah, so this is going to be the first in our series of reaction videos from the perspective of people who write poetry. So full disclosure, I have seen this video already. I have listened to Nolan Taylor. I'm actually really obsessed with this song. It is amazing, but Ben has not heard it yet.
I have not. I'm excited, though.
Yeah, Ben's coming in
very
cold.
Promising.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen through the, we're going to let the video play. We're going to listen to the song. We're not going to stop it the first through. I hate it when channels do that. But we're going to listen all the way through first, and then we're going to kind of talk about it. I also have the lyrics pulled up that we can look at and kind of discuss them and just see what goes from there. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really anxious to see how Ben likes
Is this going to make me cry?
I hope so.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I hope so. Gosh, Nolan Taylor is so good. So if you have not checked out Nolan Taylor, go check out Nolan Taylor. This is our reaction to 68 by Nolan Taylor.
Sweet.
Here we go, Ben.
Let's do it.
Lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade. It's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68. Drove just to get us back safe. Wishing hard that I could escape. Tripping down all the steps of the local school bus, wishing I didn't have to go home. Oven was heating the house, if our electric was on. I hoped I'd left money for us, 'cause 3 days and I haven't had much. And I'm tired of being nice, I just don't have it inside me. I can't take much more shit from you. And I have cut you out of my life. You love me when you need a high. I'm done spending my money on you. Oh, and if Dad was off, then boy, we were gone, driving around and listening to tunes. 'Cause we had peace of mind. If she couldn't find us, we're all constantly on the move. My whole life I've been running from you. Oh yeah, and I'm tired of being nice. Just don't have it inside me. I can't take much more shit from you. Yeah, I have cut you out of my life. You love me when you need a high. Done spending my money on you. Yeah, I'm done now and I'm through with you. 'cause I'm through with you. And I'm through with you.
Dude,
Yeah.
isn't it so
That is
good?
raw, man. I love that.
Yeah, I found out about this song through TikTok, actually. It was getting passed around a lot, and I immediately was like, I gotta go watch this full video.
Yes, I love that. That guitar is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I love how it coincides with his beard.
Oh, it actually matches pretty well.
does.
Yeah, so that's Nolan Taylor
Okay.
with the song 68.
He sounds really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Has he done other stuff besides just music? Because he sounds like, I cannot think of the name, but he sounds like the spoken word artist.
Oh, really?
You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, you're talking about Listener?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what he
it
sounds.
kinda
He has
does,
a little
kinda
bit of that
southern drawl.
raspy, like, "Ah," in
Yeah.
his voice. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely not
the
Dan
same
from
guy?
Listener. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the same guy, but it's kind of got that southern, like, grit.
Yeah, and there's
Definitely.
kind of that same raw vibe to it, though. But yeah,
Mhm.
I love that. I love like just the raw emotion in that. I love that there's nothing frilly about it.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like raw emotional storytelling, and it's really solid. I love that. I would love to like read the lyrics through with it again, because that would be so good. I would do
Yeah,
that
why don't
again.
we kind of take it piece by piece now
Mm-hmm.
with the lyrics? Like, I have the lyrics pulled up for you to look at over here. We'll kind of play it piece by piece and kind of talk about the segments of
yeah.
lyrics. So, but based on first thoughts, what do you think the song's about?
Well, I don't know, because I was kind of feeling like it's about a person, but then on the other hand, I kind of feel like it's about a deeper moral issue. Like there's something there that he is dealing with that's kind of like owning him, and he's deciding to walk away from it. But I was kind of enraptured in the video.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I want to go through the lyrics again, because I feel like there is a deeper meaning there than just like a person. But
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I could tell you what it's about, or you can figure it out. Either way. Here we go. All right, so we're going to listen to these parts here again. I guess I could have scrubbed a little further, but all right, let's let it play.
it's all good.
It's so beautiful.
It is. And is the handle on his guitar green?
Lighting up cigarettes in the
So good.
7th grade. That's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68. Drove just to get us back safe. Wishing hard that I could escape.
All right, lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade. That's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68, I drove just to get us back safe, wishing hard that I could escape. Basically, the song's about his pretty much deadbeat mother that he has no relationship with anymore.
Gotcha.
And like, even just starting off the song with these lyrics, like, started smoking in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Who do you learn it from? His mother.
Yeah.
She's fallen asleep driving. He's at this young age having to drive just to get him back safe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, 7th grade. Jeez. That's crazy.
But like the way he just like wraps those words together, you know, it's oof.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking, of course, at the very beginning, I was thinking, okay, it's about mom. But then it kind of gave, kind of as you get into it, you could see like some mixed emotions there. Like it could be a deeper meaning to it. You know?
Absolutely,
But,
yeah. Yeah, and
That's
it
awesome,
definitely, yeah, it definitely could be that.
Tripping down all the steps of the local school bus, wishing I didn't have to go home. Oven was heating the house, if our electric was on. I hoped I'd left money for us, 'cause 3 days and I haven't had much.
Tripping down all the steps of the local school bus, wishing I didn't have to go home. Oven was heating the house if our electric was on. I hope Dad left money for us. It's 3 days and I haven't had much.
Yeah. It's a pretty good picture of depravity in a young life. That's got to be depressing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I like the metaphor of like tripping down all the steps of the local school bus. You're just like doing whatever you can to not have to go inside, to not get off. Yeah.
I don't want to leave the bus. You know, it's pretty bad when the kid doesn't want to leave the school bus.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, I feel like getting on the bus was always kind of like, oh, I'm just doing this because I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I'm tired of being nice. I just don't have it inside me. I can't take much more shit from you. And I have cut you out of my life. You love me when you need a high. I'm done spending my money on you.
All right, take us through the chorus, Ben.
Yeah, so that line, "You love me when you need a high," that I think that was the for me, that was the emotional like impact of the song.
Yeah. Same.
I think it's the recognizing being in an abusive situation or recognizing being used for who you are, for your natural goodness.
Yeah.
And then making the decision that I'm done. Like that, I think that was the first moment of the song where I was like, "Ooh, yeah, okay."
Yeah, and you could tell like through these lyrics, like he's been supporting and helping and doing this for a long time. It's like at some point you reach that tipping point, that cutoff where it's like, look, if you're not going to be helping yourself anymore, I'm done helping you.
Which that's hard because there's a lot of conflict there. On one hand, it's like this person is toxic and they are sucking the life out of me, and on the other hand, it's someone that you're supposed to love and care for, who's supposed to care for you.
Yeah.
So having to make the decision of like, I'm done,
Yeah.
you know, I'm cutting you out, like that's a really rough, that's a heartfelt emotion for sure, because that's a struggle on both ends. You love this person, but you also need them to be who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And when they can't do that, you have to draw a line there.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to be taking care of me.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and like there's a lot of stories of that too, where like kids are having to grow up too fast and losing their childhood because a lot of times because, you know, it's sometimes a lot of things are just out of control, but a lot of times it's because of the parents, and now they're forced to grow up at such a young age. And
Yeah, and when he's saying, "I hope Dad left us money," it's because, you know, he's the one having to go buy groceries, and he's the one having to pay the bills, and he's the one having to take care of all the stuff that she should be taking care of.
yeah, absolutely. And we're about to hear more about the dad in the next verse.
Dad was off, then boy we were gone, driving around and listening to tunes. Cause we had peace of mind. If she couldn't find us, we're all constantly on the move. My whole life I've been running from you.
Ooh, obviously loved being with Dad. Dad was the safe space, the safe place was just driving around and listening to music.
The peace of mind knowing that she couldn't find us.
Yeah.
That's I can't even imagine being in, I know this is true for so many people, but I couldn't imagine having that type of a relationship with a family member where like the time that I feel the best is when I'm away from them and they have no concept of where I am. Like that's a crazy thing to think about. For sure.
Yeah, and just the way he words things is just so well. And then basically it's just the chorus, you know, over and over again at that. But I want to go back to, I'm gonna find it here. When he goes back to this last chorus, just the passion and the grit.
Yeah.
from you. And I have cut you out of my life. You love me when you need a high. Done spending my money on you, 'cause I'm through with you.
Just that. Just that belting it out. He's like shaking while he's holding
I
the
could
guitar.
see that his arm is like, and you can see like this song is total therapy for him.
Yeah,
because he's like, I've moved on. This is how I move on. This is how I get over you.
Yeah,
and I think, dude, that's such a good testament to what writing is for so many people. Like that's how we process. That's our therapy. That's how we deal with things. So we put pen to paper and we just pour all of our emotion into that. And whether it gets released to the world or not,
exactly,
doesn't necessarily matter. It's just the act of actually getting it out.
Yeah, and that's like I said, listeners, people watching, that's the thing with us as writers, as poets, like this is what we live for. The expression through the written word is just so powerful because sometimes we just don't have the words to say in the moment. But when we're sitting and thinking about it and putting pen to paper and coming up with words and then adding music on top of that, it's just...
That's the best feeling too.
Yeah, that is.
But yeah, like sometimes the emotion is so real, you can't even process your own thoughts. Like you can't even process through what you're feeling until you have time to actually get away and think through it in your own time and pin it down. And that's exactly what this is for him. This is his therapy. This is how he moves on with his life. This is also his way of forgiveness. Yeah. Because there's a lot of hurt and pain there and it's coming out. But if he can express it, let that emotion breathe, it allows him to move on. And in a way, there's that kind of allows him, and I don't know him, I don't know his personal life, but in a way that allows him to actually let it go. And in that sense, that's a form of forgiveness for him, of saying like, I know what you did and who you were, but I'm also not holding on to that. Like I'm done. I'm moving on. If you ever change, I'm here for you. Yeah, basically.
Absolutely. Man, it's just so good. And like looking through like from the poetry standpoint again, like it's very with music, it's very standard. You're rhyming every other line, seems to add a fifth tag on every verse, and just what writing is telling a story and painting a picture through words, right? And I think Nolan is doing an amazing job at painting the picture through his words.
100%. I think it's interesting too, his choice of words. I'm done spending my money on you, because what that signifies is I'm not giving up on you. I'm not spending any more on you in this sense. Like he could have said, I'm done spending time with you. I'm done giving my love to you. I'm done being gracious to you or forgiving for you. But he doesn't. And so in a way, that's him saying, I'm cutting you off. I still love you. But it's interesting that he would choose to say, I'm done spending my money on you.
And also,
it's very telling.
Yeah, and it's like my money. Like, I'm done spending money. It's like, no, I'm done spending my money, which means it's something he's working for. He's having to take out of his own pocket, and the thing that he's worked for his life when he should be spending it on himself. It's like
totally, or trying to build a life for himself. That's good, dude. Good choice.
Yeah, I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
First reaction. This is awesome.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts, those of you watching? Look, I know we're late to the game. I know there's been other people who have posted, reactions to this song because it's just so good.
Yeah.
But this might be the first time from the perspective of two poets.
That's
sure. The name of the show, Two Poets.
And it's definitely my first time seeing Nolan that I know of. I don't know if I've seen any of his stuff and just didn't realize it, but yeah, it's my first time witnessing him as an artist, so this is really cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Well, we look forward to finding more videos that we can react to. Yes. We'll be doing videos, songs, books, authors, all kinds of stuff, spoken word. Also, if you know something that we should react to and check out, leave it in the comments below.
Send it.
For those of you listening to the audio version, thank you so much for listening. Continue to listen wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. And if you're watching this, feel free to subscribe and hang out on our channel because we're ready to start reacting to a lot of stuff. Yeah, and as always, I'm Corey.
I'm Ben.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.